ॐ हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापिहितं मुखं तत्त्वं पोषणपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये. I welcome everybody to the Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna program by Academy of Yoga and Oriental Studies, Bhubaneswar. This is a lecture series on Yoga Sutra by Dr. Indulata Das, Director, Academy of Yoga and Oriental Studies. Today we'll discuss about Chitta, Chitta Bhumis and Chitta Vrittis. Now, what is the definition of yoga? Yoga's chitta vritti nirodhaha. Yoga is the cessation or arrest of the vrittis of the chitta. Now, what is chitta? In the yogic context, chitta means the buddhi. All great commentators of the Yoga Sutra have unanimously accepted chitta as buddhi. For example, Vachaspati Misra, who is the most authentic commentator of Yoga Sutra, writes, Chitta sabdena antakaranam buddhim upalakhyati, which means by chitta, buddhi is meant. In Sankhya Yoga Kosa also it has been clarified in unambiguous terms, Chittam antakaranam, buddhi, chittam antakaranam, buddhi iti anarthantaram, which means chitta means buddhi and there is no other meaning of it. But here chitta means buddhi, which includes ahankara and manas. Chitta, in other words, is a general name to antakarana. A common name given to the three antakaranas is chitta. Now, antakaranas. What are the antakaranas? In Sankhya and also in Yoga. In Sankhya and Yoga systems, antakarana is the name given to three tattvas together or separately. Antakaranam Trividham. In Sankhya Karika it is said. The Yoga Siddhanta Chandrika of Narayana Tirtha also asserts Tatra Chittasya Mahadahankara Manobhedena Trividhanta Karanasya Vruttayah Deepasya Sikha Iva Avastha Parinama Rupa Ba. Yoga Siddhanta Chandrika. Now, in order to understand the three antakaranas, we have to see the sequence of creation. It is given in the Sankhya. Sankhya is equal to Yoga. So let us see the sequence of creation given in Sankhya Karika. From Prakriti, Mahan is produced and from Mahan, Ahankara is produced. Here this Mahan is also known as Buddhi. Then from Mahan, Ahankara is produced. And from Ahankara, two sets of tattvas come out. One is 11 Indriyas and the other one is 5 Tanmatras. The 11 Indriyas are Manas, 5 Jnanendriyas and 5 Karmendriyas. Under the 5 Tanmatras, the Tanmatras come Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha Tanmatras. These are the 5 Tanmatras produced from Ahankara. Then from the 5 Tanmatras, 5 Mahabhutas are produced. These are earth, water, fire, air and ether. Now what is Buddhi? What is Ahankara and Manas? Buddhi, Ahankara and Manas together or separately they are known as Chitta. Nischayatmika Buddhi. Buddhi is Nischayatmika. The deciding Antakarana is Buddhi. It decides. Then Ahankara, Abhimano Ahankara, establishes object's relation with the individual. Then Manas, Sankalpatmakam Manaha, Manas recognizes. When somebody sees a snake, for example, how they work together. When somebody sees a snake, the Manas recognizes it to be a snake. The Manas knows. Immediately it could recognize that it is a snake. Then Ahankara establishes that it is an enemy of mine. Then Buddhi takes the decision to run or to kill. Together they recognize, then they establish their relation and then they decide what to do. Like this, the three antakaranas, they function. Now, categories of chitta. So chitta means antakarana, together or separately, three antakaranas. Now categories of chitta. Chitta comes under two categories, pratyatmaka chitta and sanskaratmaka chitta. In pratyatmaka chitta, vrittis are present. In sanskaratmaka chitta, no vritti, but only sanskaras remain. Sanskaras are the impressions of the vrittis entertained earlier. When vrittis come to the mind, they create an impression, and when they leave the body, when they leave the mind, the impressions remain. So it is said in Yogakarika, Antakarana dharmaja prakhyasthiti pravruttaya traiguna bhavet chittang sanskara pratyatmakam. So here it is said that chittang sanskara pratyatmakam chittang. So sanskaratmaka chitta and also pratyatmaka chitta. Then another division, categories of chitta, sarvartha chitta and ekagra chitta. Sarvartha chitta, drashtu drushayo paraktam chittam sarvartham. In Yoga Sutra itself, the definition is given. Drashtu drushayo paraktam chittam sarvartham. Tinged by both drishya and drashta. It is tinged by all vrittis in sarvartha chitta. Then ekagra chitta. There is only one vritti, that is, this chitta is purely concentrated. Now, there is one kind of chitta that is called nirmana chitta. This chitta is created by yogi for his nirmana kaya. When liberated Purusha wants to take birth out of kindness to help the worldly people, he creates one body or many bodies for himself. This is called nirmana kaya. And then he creates a chitta or many chittas for those bodies. So in Yoga Sutra, we find the sutra, Nirmana Chittani Asmita Matrat. So it is created from Asmita only. Asmita is nothing but Ahankara. And Ahankara, Manas, Ahankara is Manas is produced from Ahankara. Here Chitta means Manas only. Only Mana is considered as Chitta. Now, why does he create? In Yogakarika, we find it in a beautiful way. Karanam hyasmita matrang tadupadaya chetasah tishtet aprati sargat jad yogi nirmana chetasam. Hetoh bhutanukampate karoti swechya vasi. Number one, for mercy of all beings, he creates the body and the chitta. He does it on his own, not by anyone else. He creates a body and a mind for him. Karati swachaya basi. And this body and this mind, they remain till he wants dissolution of it. Till he wants dissolution. Tishtat aprati sargat jat. He can retain this mind as long as he wants along with the body. Now there is one chitta that is called Prayojaka chitta. These are not different chittas. This one chitta takes various forms under various circumstances. Then there is the Prayojaka chitta. Pravrutti bhede prayojakam chittam ekam anekesham. When yogi creates many chittas for many bodies, there is one chitta to regulate all other chittas. This is called Prayojaka chitta. When there are many bodies and many chittas in those bodies, there is one chitta that controls all the other chittas in the nirmana kayas. So that main chitta is called Prayojaka chitta. Then chitta of yoga and chitta of Vedanta. Chitta of yoga should not be confused with chitta of Vedanta. There are 4 antahkaranas in Vedanta, but in Sankhya and Yoga there are 3 antahkaranas. The 4 antahkaranas of Vedanta are buddhi, ahankara, chitta and manas. Chitta in Vedanta means that particular antakarana which remembers and reminds. Anusandhanatmika anta anusandhanatmika antaschitta vrittis chittam. In Vedanta Sara it is quoted. Anusandhanam nama smaranam. Anusandhana here means to remember. Chitta in yoga, on the other hand, is buddhi, ahankara and manas taken together. Chitta in both the systems are quite different, absolutely different from each other. Now, Chitta and Chitti Sakti. Chitta should not be confused with Chitti or Chitti Sakti in yoga. Chitti Sakti or Chitti means Purusha. There is one sutra, Chiter aprati sankramaya stadakara patto subuddhi samvedanam. Here, Chite means the Chitti. Chitti means Purusha. The Purusha wrongly thinks that it is entertaining all the vrittis. It follows all the vrittis that the buddhi is experiencing. So here the word Chitti is used. Chitti means Chitti or Chitti Sakti means the Purusha. Then we should avoid confusion with Chetas. Chetas or Chetaha in Sanskrit means Manas. Chetas or Chetaha and Chittam are different. Chetas means Manas only. Chitta is Antahkarana, which is Buddhi, which includes Ahankara and Manas. In some places, Chitta is used for Manas only. Now we come to Chitta Bhumis. The planes of Chitta. There are 5 planes of Chitta. These are called Chitta Bhumis. The Chitta Bhumis are known as Khipta Chitta Bhumi, Mudha Chitta Bhumi, Vikhipta Chitta Bhumi, Ekagra Chitta Bhumi, and Niruddha Chitta Bhumi. Khipta Mudha cha Vikhipta Ekagra cha Niruddhika Sattvesu Sahajavastha Panchama Chitta Bhumayaha. Yogakarika says. Natures of the Chitta Bhumi. Natures of the Chitta Bhumis. The Khipta Chitta Bhumi, it is dominated by Rajoguna. It is extremely restless. Then there is the Mudha Chitta Bhumi. It is dominated by Tamas. There is a little reasoning power in it. There is no reasoning power in it. It is a state of delusion. Then there is Vikhipta. It is dominated by Rajas with a little Sattva Guna in it. It is occasional stability is seen in this stage. Very well expressed in Yogakarika. Sada sthira bhavet khipta mudha moha vasa tatha khiptat visishta vikhipta starjatmika hisa. Which means sada sthira extremely khipta is extremely restless and mudha is in a state of delusion and vikhipta is sometimes stable and sometimes unstable. So these are the 3 Chitta Bhumis. Then the 4th Chitta Bhumi, that is Ekagra. It is a higher state. Chitta is one pointed. It is highly concentrated. It leads to Sampragyanta Samadhi. In Yogakarika, it has been very well described. Ekasmin nishta evasmin sangsaktam jatra lilaya ekagra chitta bhumisa sampragyana prasurmata. Here, very easily the mind is concentrated on one point, and it leads to sampragyanta samadhi. Then comes the niruddha. Here the chitta vrittis are arrested, only sanskaras remain. Asampragyanta samadhi is possible here. It is the highest bhumi, highest plane of the chitta. Beautifully described in Yogakarika, sanskara matra se saja pratyaya rahita sada saniruddha samakhyata yogasya mukhya bhumika. That means niruddha state is the highest state or highest plane of the chitta. In this state, there is no vrittis, only sanskaras remain. Now we come to chitta vrittis. Categories of chitta vrittis. Now, what are the vrittis? Activities of the chitta are called vrittis, or in common language we call it thoughts. Our thoughts are the chitta vrittis. Number of chitta vrittis. What is the exact number of chitta vrittis? Crores and crores of chitta vrittis are there. That means uncountable. One cannot count. But all the chitta vrittis can be put under 5 categories. Chitta vrittis should not be confused with chitta bhumis, because chitta bhumis are the dharmis and the chitta vrittis are the dharma. The chitta vrittis are 5 in number, or the 5 categories of chitta vrittis: pramana, viparjaya, vikalpa, nidra, and smruti. So in Yoga Sutra we find the sutra vrittayaha panchatayaha klishta klishtaha, which means vrittis are of 5 categories, and this can be klishta or aklishta. Now, first is pramana vritti. Pramana is the means of right. Pramana is the means of right knowledge. Patanjali has not given any definition of pramana. He has given the categories of pramana only. In Yogacarika, the definition is given like this: Avadhito hyarthabodha pramatat karanam matang sadbhutartham pramanam mithya jnanasya badhakam. The knowledge which cannot be refuted is prama. The instrument or method or medium of prama is pramana. That which actually exists is sadbhutartha. It destroys or removes wrong knowledge. Mithya jnanasya badhakam. So pramana is the medium through which we get the correct knowledge, right knowledge. Now pramanas are of 3 kinds, categories of pramana. Pratyaksha, Anumana and Sabda are the 3 pramanas. Pratyakshanumanagamaha pramanani. Now let us first discuss about pratyaksha. Pratyaksha is perception. Pratyaksha pramana is direct knowledge. Knowledge acquired by the direct contact of the sense organs with the objects. Visaya chitta sanjogat buddhindriya pranalikat pratyaksham sampratam jnanam visheshasyavadharakam. Jnanendriyas, which means eyes, ears, nose, skin, and tongue, they come in contact with their Vishayas or objects. Impression is passed to Buddhi through Manas and Ahankara. This is Pratyaksha Pramana. It is limited to time only. So this Pramana is by direct contact of the Indriyas with their objects. Now the second Pramana, it is Anumana or inference. Anumana or inference depends on pratyaksha or perception. An unperceived knowledge is inferred by the help of something perceived. In Yogacarika, it has been nicely described: asahabhava sambandham gyatva cha sahabhavakam hetu purvanumanam jasamanyartha vinishchitihi. Now there is the Sabda Pramana. It is also known as Agama Pramana or Aptavachana. Here knowledge is acquired by listening from somebody or something dependable. Words of Guru or scriptures are the dependable sources. Yogacarika describes it nicely. Aptokta sabda saktyajaha srotustad artha nischayah pramanam agamah sasyat jaha siddhet avicharatah. Here the words are taken as pramana, and there is and one does not have to think over it. It is accepted. One should not doubt it. It is accepted as authentic. Now the pramana vritti is over. The second vritti, that is called viparjaya. Yoga Sutra gives the definition of viparjaya. It has not given any definition for the first pramana that is first that is first that is pramana, and but it gives it gives a definition for viparjaya. Viparjaya mithya jnanam atadrupa pratishtam. Viparjaya is the knowledge of a thing which is not based on the real nature of the object. It is a wrong knowledge or a mistaken knowledge. For example, rope is mistaken for a snake. There is the knowledge of a snake, but it is not based on snake. It is based on a rope. So the base is wrong. The knowledge is different. The base is different. So this is viparjaya or wrong knowledge. The third category of vritti is vikalpa. Vikalpa is different from pramana and also from viparjaya. Vikalpa is not wrong knowledge. It is sabda jnananupati. It is based on the knowledge is gained by words only. Let us understand it. Sabda jnananupati vastu sunya vikalpaha. There is no vastu, only words. Vikalpa is a knowledge acquired from words only, and it has no object. But at the same time, vikalpa is not a wrong knowledge. It is a knowledge, but it is not based on any object. Chitta vritti takes the form of object the moment a word is uttered. But in vikalpa, no formation of chitta vritti is possible. For example, if I say it is a pen, then the mind chitta vrittis take the form of a pen. But here there is the knowledge of something in which no chitta vritti is possible. Tadakara karita chitta vritti is not possible. For example, the word ananta, which means endless, that which has no end. The meaning is understood, but here, by hearing the word, but one cannot imagine what is endless. When there is no end, how can it be imagined? Another example, Chaitanyam Purusasya Dharmaha, which means Chaitanya or consciousness is Purusasya, is the dharma of nature of Purusa. Chaitanya is the nature of Purusa. Here the Purusa and Chaitanya are used as separate things because in order to use the Sashti Vibhakti, Purusasya Dharmaha, that means Purusa possesses the dharma. So dharma and Purusa should be two things. Here there is no second thing because Purusa himself is Chaitanya. When Purusa is Chaitanya, how can Chaitanya be the dharma of Purusa? Because Chaitanya itself is Purusa. So here the Tadakara Karita Chitta Vritti is not possible. But the knowledge is gained from the words. Now the fourth vritti, that is Nidra. Nidra is a technical word here. Nidra is not common Nidra or common sleep. It is not normal sleep. Here, Nidra has been defined by Patanjali. Abhava pratyalambana vritti Nidra. Here, abhava means the absence of vritti is present during waking stage and dream stage. Pratyakha means cause. Pratyaya means cause. Alambana means base. The Nidra vritti is based on the Tama guna, which is the cause of absence of the vrittis present in the waking and dream state. Abhava, pratyaya. Abhava is absence, pratyaya is cause. Tama guna, which is the cause of absence of vrittis prevalent in the waking and dream state. The absence of the vrittis which are prevalent in the Jagrata and Swapna state is the vritti of the Nidra. That means Nidra is the vritti present in the Susupti state. In order to make it clearer, let us know about the Jagrata and Jagrata, Swapna, Susupti and the fourth state. There are four states in our consciousness. First is Jagrata state or waking state, when we perceive gross things, sthula things. Then Swapna means sleep, when one dreams. We perceive only subtle things. No gross thing is perceived. Then there is the Susupti or dreamless deep sleep, when one does not dream. Then there is the Turiya state or the fourth state. We reach this state after self-realization. So, the third state, which is Susupti, that is dreamless deep sleep, is the Nidra Vritti, or the Vrittis present during Susupti is the Nidra Vritti. Now we come to the last Vritti, that is Smriti Vritti. Smriti has been defined by Patanjali. He defines Anubhuta Visaya Sampramosa Smritihi. That means the non-stealing of the experiences of the mind is Smriti. All our experiences are stored in our mind. Some in Vritti form and some in Sanskara form. Vrittis are gradually converted to Sanskaras due to various reasons. Some Vrittis which have not become Sanskaras are Smritis. Smriti means memory. Whatever we experience are either in Vritti state or in the Sanskara state. When our Vrittis go to the Sanskara state, we forget them. And those the Vrittis which do not go to the Sanskara form, they are the Smriti Vrittis. Then we come to Klishta and Aklishta Vrittis. All Vrittis may be Klishta and Aklishta. In the beginning, Patanjali says, Vrittayaha Panchatayaha Klishta Klishtaha. All Vrittis may be Klishta or Aklishta. So the Vrittis associated with Kleshas are Klishta Vrittis. The Vrittis which are not associated with Kleshas are Aklishta Vrittis. Klesha is a technical term. It does not mean pain. Klesha does not mean pain here. It has specific meaning. Now we have to discuss about the kleshas in order to know what klishta means. There are 5 kleshas according to yoga. Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesa and Abhinivesa are the 5 kleshas. Avidya is wrong knowledge, Asmita is identification of Purusha with Prakriti, Raga is attachment, Dvesa is repulsion and Abhinivesa is the fear of death. Kleshas will be discussed in detail in other lectures. Just the names and the meanings here. So the vrittis which are associated with Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesa or Abhinivesa are the Klishta vrittis. The vrittis which are not associated with any of these kleshas are Aklishta vrittis. Thank you for listening to this lecture. If you have any question, please write in the comment box. I shall be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you again.